Okay, we're up to the module on reports and dashboards for Lightning Experience. And this is exciting for me. This is the last module on the admin beginner trail. So I'm really excited about that. And I'm also excited because reports and dashboards is like one of the things that's related to the whole admin universe that I actually do as part of my normal job. So I'm excited to dig into this. Okay. As always, I'll go through the video, I'll go through the unit, read it out loud and sort of reflect on it, and if I come across anything helpful, I'll share it in the description below. You're welcome to follow along with me or jump ahead to the parts in the description, and or leave comments. Yeah. Okay. Introductions to reports and dashboards and Lightning Experience. I like the Lightning Experience, but at some point there's going to be a new UI update, and I guess that will be a new name. I'm just thinking out loud. After they complete this unit, you'll be able to phrase business needs as answerable reporting questions. Sorry. It's just like you'll be able to. It's just always such a rabbit hole. Like somebody says something, you're like, oh, well, I don't know. I mean, what did you mean by that? Okay, but it's good to have the skills to do that. Explain the difference between a report, dashboard, and report type. I know the difference between a report and a dashboard. I think I know the difference between that and a report type, but I don't know. Okay, introduction to reports and dashboards. Your business has questions. Specifically, the people inside of your business have questions. Your Salesforce data has the answers. When you get asked to build a report, the request typically comes in the form of a question. The question might be something like, which products are my top sellers? Who are my highest value prospects? Which marketing campaigns have been the most successful? How satisfied are my customers? Before building a report, the trick is to take the question, ask follow-up questions, write requirements, and then map those requirements to report criteria. Take the story of Maria Jimenez, the admin of Ursa Major Solar. One day her CEO, Siete Nagapan Alvarez, came to her with questions about how the business was doing. Specifically, she wanted to know which products were top sellers. Here we have our cool little Salesforce Landians talking to each other. Maria took Sitya's original question and followed up with some clarifying questions. Sitya's original question: which products are my top sellers? Maria's follow-up questions: what makes a product a top seller? Revenue or quantity? Or profit? Do you want to see the results grouped by product family? What is your date range? If we stop selling a product, should it show on the report? Requirements. Top seller here means quantity rather than revenue. Group by product, group products by family. Show all closed won opportunities. Do not show inactive products. Okay. So criteria. This is taking the requirements. Report type equals opportunities with products. Report format summary. Grouping product family. Show all opportunities. Date field close date. Okay, and the product, that should be the close date. Range current fiscal. Where did it say fiscal year? Maybe Sita shared that. Filter product equals active. Filter opportunity stage equals closed 1. Filter logic 1 and 2. Meaning both of those are required. If it was or, then we could have 1 or 2. When we do the and operator, it means you have to have both. By the way, this whole thing reminds me of a joke. Because like the executive here is like, what's my top seller? And the developer, the admin, is like, well, what did you mean by that? Okay, I'll tell the joke, because why not? A person was in a hot air balloon flying and comes, going out for a while, doesn't see where they're really going, gets a little bit lost, sees that there's a person down there, and so lowers the hot air balloon and says, says to the person down below, "Excuse me, do you know where I am?" And the person down below says, "You're at this latitude and this longitude, you're going this far north at this speed, with a wind coming out of the south," and whatever it is. And the person up in the hot air balloon says, "You must be an engineer, because what you told me was completely accurate, it was totally useless." And then the engineer says, "You're right. And you must be in management, because you don't know where you are, where you're going, and the only way you got there is with a lot of hot air." It's a funny joke. Okay, going along. Now at this moment, you might be looking at the criteria column and thinking, what does all that mean? Rest assured, we'll cover those topics in detail as you work toward earning your badge for this module. The point is, most people in your company will come to you with questions just like the one Sita asked Maria. Here are some typical questions people at Ursa Major Solar asked Maria. Lincoln Ulrich, an account executive planning the day's calls, asked which prospects his team should contact first. Roberto Alvarez, the COO, analyzing deflection rate month over month since rolling out that self-service community last summer, asks for cases over the past year. So he asks for cases over the past year to understand the rate deflection, the month-over-month rate deflection rate. Okay. Sita, the CEO, busily crafting the company's annual plan and making decisions about where to take the company next, asks which cities have the most leads. Cool. For each of these scenarios, a report or dashboard can provide the insight each team member needs to take action and go big, whether it's a day, month, or year. You can be the person who translates their question into the report or dashboard they need. Read on to learn how to get started with reports and dashboards for a company, and if you like videos, check out this reports and dashboards overview video, which I did already. What is a report? In its simplest form, a report is a list of records, like opportunities or accounts, that meet the criteria you define. Okay? But reports are much more than simple lists. To get the data you need, you can filter, group, and do math on records. Do you do math on records? In my mind, I'm seeing vinyl circles laying on a floor and somebody doing their homework on top of it with a calculator next to them. Math on records. Okay. I mean, you could say, okay, we'll get into it. You can even display them graphically in a chart. Cool. When sent to ask Maria which products are top sellers, Maria created a report that returned a list of all opportunities with products. Then she filtered to show only closed won opportunities for active products from this financial year. Grouped by product family, sum the total number sold. Display the results in a vertical bar chart so Sita could easily see the results. This sort of advanced analysis is one reason why reports are Maria's go-to tool when she has questions about her business. Everyone at Ursa Major Solar loves Maria's reports. Yeah, those would be pretty cool, actually. Every report is stored in a folder. This part gets so confusing to me. I remember when I tried to get access to a report and I couldn't because I wasn't shared in the folder. Very confusing. Every report is stored in a folder. Report folders determine how reports are accessed and who can access them to view, edit, or manage. Folders can be public, hidden, or shared. You control who access to the contents of the folder based on the roles, permissions, public groups, territories, and license types. You can make a folder available to your entire organization or make it private so only the owner has access. That's life. That's the way it works. A dashboard is a visual display of key metrics and trends in your org. The relationship between a dashboard and a component and a report is 1-to-1. The relationship between a dashboard component, not dashboard component report, dashboard component and report is 1-to-1. For each dashboard component, there is a single source report. A dashboard is a visual display of, a dashboard is a visual display of key metrics and trends for your records in your org. The relationship between a dashboard component and report is 1-to-1. For each dashboard component, there is a single source report. However, you can use the same report in multiple dashboard components on a single dashboard. For example, use the same report on both bar chart and pie chart. You can display multiple dashboard components on a single dashboard page, creating a powerful visual display of where you can use multiple reports and often the component. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me. You can use the same report in multiple dashboard components. A dashboard is a visual display of key metrics and trends for your report records in your org. The relationship between a dashboard component and a report is 1-to-1. For each dashboard component, there is a single source report. Okay, so you'd make a report, and then based off of that, you can make a dashboard component. I got that. However, you can use the same report in multiple dashboard components on a single dashboard. Okay, so you could have a single dashboard on it. So I would say on a single dashboard, you can have multiple dashboard components. On a single dashboard, you can have multiple dashboard components using the same report. It's all coming from the same place over here. Got it. You can, okay, so you got your dashboard. That's the whole thing that's on your screen. You got your dashboard components that come up there, and then those dashboard components can all be coming from the same report. In this last sentence, you can display multiple dashboard components on a single dashboard page, creating a powerful visual display and a way to consume multiple reports that often have a common theme. like a sales performance or customer support. Okay, so you see lots of cool stuff in one place. Like reports, dashboards are stored in folders, which control who has access. If you have access to a folder, you can view its dashboards. However, to view the dashboard components, you need access to the underlying reports as well. It gets confusing. Each dashboard has a running user. Each dashboard has a running user. I'm not sure I know what that means. Whose security settings determine which data to display in a dashboard. Each dashboard has a running user, whose security settings determine which data to display in a dashboard. If the running user is a specific user, all dashboard viewers see data based on the security settings for that user, regardless of their own personal security settings. For this reason, you'll want to choose the running user wisely, so as not to open up too much visibility. For example, set the sales manager as the running user for a leaderboard for her team. This allows her team members to view the leaderboard for their individual team, but not other teams. I don't understand what a running user is. It sounds like a person. That sounded like thunder, which usually means rain. Rain and computers don't mix. I'll give it a minute. Each dashboard has a running user whose security settings determine which data to display in a dashboard. If the running user is a specific user, all dashboard viewers see database. Okay. All dashboard viewers see data based on the security settings of that user, regardless of their own personal security settings. Okay. For this reason, you'll want to choose the running user wisely, so as not to open up too much visibility. For example, set the sales manager as the running user for a leaderboard for her team. This allows her team members to view the leaderboard for their individual team, but not other teams. Okay, so the running user is the person whose security settings determine which data can be displayed in a dashboard. So if that person has access to just certain reports, so if you're looking at a dashboard, you're not able, and you might have permission to see everything, but you're looking at a specific dashboard, you're only going to see what that running user is able to see. Okay, cool. Dynamic dashboards for which the running user is always the logged in user. Dynamic dashboards are dashboards for which the running user is always the logged in user. This way, each user sees the dynamic dashboard according to his or her own access level. If you're concerned about too much access, dynamic dashboards might be the way to go. If you're concerned about too much access, if you're concerned that placing the running user will give everybody else too much access when they look at that report, then dynamic dashboards are the way to go. That's it. A report type is like a template that makes reporting easier. The report type determines which fields and records are available for use when creating a report. This is based on the relationship between a primary object and its related objects. For example, the context and account report type, contacts is the primary object and accounts is the related object. A report type is like a template that makes reporting easier. Okay? The report type determines which fields and records are available for use when creating a report. This is based on the relationship between a primary object and its related objects. Okay. For example, with the context and accounts report type, context is the primary object and accounts is the related object. I'm not sure how does that show up? Reports display only records that meet the criteria defined in the report type. Out of the box, Salesforce doesn't actually come in a box. It just means like when you first get it. Yeah. Salesforce provides a set of predefined standard report types. Don't see all the fields you want? You might need to create a custom report type. Okay, fine. For example, say Lincoln mentions Maria and Chatter to ask which cities have the most leads. Maria can find out by creating a leads report based on the leads standard report type. But if Lincoln wants leads that have activities, then the leads standard report type doesn't quite do the trick because it returns all leads, both with and without activities. This doesn't worry Maria, though. She knows that she can create a custom report type named leads with activities that uses leads as the primary object and activities as the related object, which only returns leads with activities. Then all she has to do is create a report based on her new leads and activities report type. Okay, I understood the problem. I didn't understand the solution. The problem with this is it's going to return everything. So what she's going to do is she's going to create a custom report type, and she'll name it leads and activities, and this will use leads as the primary object and activities as the related object. So basically it's first going to say, does it have a lead? Is this a lead? Yes. Does it have an activity? Yes. Okay, then it's going to pull it in. Otherwise, she'd be pulling it both with leads that have activities and don't have activities. So if you set one as the primary, then you've got to make that a match. Then all she has to do is create a report based on her new leads and activities report type. Okay. Cool. I'm going to take the quiz. Cool. I got it. See you in the next unit. I gotta go inside.